Russia is seeing a growing market in fraudulent marriages as women seek multi-million-ruble compensation paid to families of soldiers killed in Ukraine, creating an expanding cohort of so-called black widows, according to Militarnyi. The trend has emerged against the backdrop of substantial state payouts for soldiers killed in the war. In March 2022, the Russian leader Vladimir Putin said families of service members killed in Ukraine would receive about $80,000 in federal insurance compensation, while wounded soldiers would get about $30,000. Foreign Policy reported that 40-year-old contract soldier Serhiy Khandozhko married a local draft office employee shortly before deploying to Ukraine. After his death, she demanded state payments, but a court later annulled the marriage as fictitious and concluded it had been entered into to obtain compensation. In another case described by Ukrainian outlet Obozrevatel, investigators in the Khanty-Mansi region saw a woman dubbed a Black Widow, and her accomplices used police databases to target single men with criminal records or addictions, persuaded them to enter into sham marriages and sign contracts that allegedly collected at least about $160,000 in death benefits. The rise in fraudulent wartime marriages has prompted calls inside Russia for tougher penalties. Veteran organizations and regional activists have urged lawmakers to introduce specific criminal liability for entering into sham marriages with participants in the so-called special military operation for the sake of compensation. In August, Russian lawmakers from the LDPR party submitted a bill to the State Duma that would create a separate offense targeting black widows and organizers of such schemes, with proposed prison terms of up to 10 years. Despite these initiatives, independent Russian outlet Holod noted that officials have yet to offer a systemic solution, as compensation is often paid out before marriages are annulled, and proving that a union was concluded solely for financial gain remains difficult in court. Earlier, it was reported that a joint investigation found Russia reclassifying missing soldiers as deserters to both conceal battlefield losses and deprive their families of the compensation owed when a relative is officially recognized as killed in combat. Hundreds and potentially thousands of Russian troops who have gone missing in action are being officially listed as deserters, a designation that strips their families of the financial compensation ordinarily provided to those whose relatives are confirmed killed in combat. One example cited is that of Dmitry Tsarev, a Russian conscript deployed to Ukraine in 2022, whose body was never recovered after his unit suffered heavy losses. His family was later informed he had voluntarily left his unit, with military authorities assigning him the status of deserter. They told us Dmitry ran away, but that's impossible. He was proud to serve. Tsarev's mother told iStories. Officially, Russian law stipulates that if a soldier is listed as missing, families are entitled to compensation comparable to those killed in combat. However, the shift in status to desertion invalidates those entitlements, leaving families both without closure and without financial aid. Human rights lawyer Pavel Chikov from Agora noted, by classifying missing servicemen as deserters, the Ministry of Defense not only relieves itself of financial obligations, but also erases these deaths from the statistics.
A large Russian drone and missile barrage pummeled a western Ukrainian city, killing 20 people, including 2 children, authorities said Wednesday, as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Turkey in search of diplomatic support for his fight against Russia's invasion. According to Associated Press, the nighttime attack hit two 9-story apartment blocks in Ternopil, located around 200 kilometers from the Polish border, according to Interior Minister Ihor Klimenko. Emergency crews were sifting through the rubble in daylight to find any survivors, he said. At least 66 people, including 16 children, were injured, emergency services said. Russia fired 476 strike and decoy drones, as well as 48 missiles of various types, at Ukrainian targets overnight, Ukraine's Air Force said. The bombardment included 47 cruise missiles, with air defenses intercepting all but 6 of them, the Air Force said. Western-supplied F-16 and Mirage 2000 jets intercepted at least 10 cruise missiles, it said. The Ukrainian city of Ternopil sits in a part of relatively peaceful western Ukraine, where many people from the east and south moved to as they fled danger along the front line. Almost 50 people were injured in Russian strikes on 3 other Ukrainian regions. Russia's defense ministry said it attacked Ukrainian energy facilities and military-industrial targets, including long-range drone depots, in retaliation against strikes by Kiev on Russian territory. Every brazen attack against ordinary life indicates that the pressure on Russia is insufficient, Zelensky wrote on the messaging app Telegram. The Ukrainian leader said he would meet with Turkey's President Erdogan later Wednesday as part of his efforts to diplomatically isolate Russian President Vladimir Putin and bring more pressure to bear on him. Putin has so far resisted making compromises, despite U.S. pressure. Tough new American sanctions on Russia's oil industry, devised to push Putin to the negotiating table, are due to take effect on Friday.